When I was younger, I had gotten some canvases for Christmas, and I took them out to my backyard, and I just threw paint all over them. I didn't have a point or a purpose. My question is it okay for your art to be pointless? So I just asked myself a question that sounds kind of deep. That might have just been the way I phrased it, but I don't know. I want to try to answer the question in the least deep way I can. I tried to Google the answer to find some resources that I could use or information I could speak about. But all this stuff is this deep stuff, like what is the point of art? There was an article about why it's best if it's meaningless, and then I went to read it, and it was all about how you can interpret it by yourself and stuff, and just dumb. I don't want to interpret it. I would like to believe that it doesn't matter whether your art has a point or not. If you had fun within the creation process, then good for you. Art is a pastime, it is a hobby, it is a skill, it is a profession, it is anything you make it to be. So, your art does not need to have a point. Your art can be a picture of nothing. I don't know, that art kind of bothers me. Have you guys ever been to one of those museums and it's like they put a grape on a white table and they call it art? I don't know, man. It really confuses me. But I could be a professional artist. I could just, draw a dot and boom, in a museum gallery. I'm sorry, this is not supposed to be a rant about museum art. If you were to walk up to me and ask me what my thought process was when creating this artwork, I would say I just wanted to draw something so I could record a YouTube video because I really felt like it. I didn't feel like actually sitting down and drawing a piece, and I didn't have anything pre-recorded, and I just felt like making a YouTube video because I wanted to edit something. That's it. It's that simple. So I sat down and I brought out my iPad and I was gonna just doodle something like a person, like I normally do. But my Apple Pencil was dead. Instead of being a normal person and waiting for it to charge, I decided to just finger paint something. So I chose some colors that I liked and I swatched them, and then I started to make a skyline with them, I guess, a gradient, and I'm like, this is pretty simple. I like it, it's turning out pretty. Took the smudge tool and I started to make it this like really fun looking, I don't know, sky gradient. Again, I can't tell the word. Words are hard. Then I took a white splat brush and kind of just dotted the sky with it, and I don't know, it was just fun, I guess. And then I took another brush that I liked and drew in a ground, then I started drawing a skyline for half of it, and when I filled it in, it created this really interesting effect that I didn't even try for, but hey, if it happens, it happens. And then when I got about halfway through with the buildings, I was like, what if I just started doing trees here? and I started doing trees, filling them in the same way as the cityscape. And I really liked it. I don't know, it was fun. It was very nice. Then I took on a new layer, took a white brush, and did a overlay effect to add windows and highlights, and it was just really fun to play around and get to know the program. I used tools I don't usually use. I went out of my comfort zone, but I didn't think while doing it. I didn't stress out about it. I think that can be a real holdback sometimes. When you're trying to draw and you want to try something new, but you start to stress out about it because you've never done it before. That's where mindless art comes in mind. You just sit down and play around with things. That's how you can learn about a medium without trying to make it look good. You can just play around with it, doing literally nothing that doesn't mean a point, doesn't mean a purpose. See, these words aren't even purposeful or pointful. Wow, see? Exactly. It's a good way to get familiar with the new mediums and new tools, and it's great. So no, your art does never needs to have a meaning, as long as you're enjoying yourself while creating it. If that voiceover made no